Hello, my name is Joe Hopkins, and I've been a CPA for 28 plus years. I'm based in Corpus Christi, Texas, although I do work all over the nation. This is a quick little background. I do a lot of IRS tax resolution, also tax preparation for businesses and corporations, and even tax planning into the future. So I kind of think of it like the past, the present, and the future. And today, just wanted to introduce you to Norman. Norman and I have been partnering for a long time, and we kind of focus in on some of our tax planning clients together. And Norman, you want to give a little background of where you've been and what you've done? And
of course. So, hi, my name is Norman Dodge. I'm a tax advisor, and I'm also a registered investment advisor. I live in California, and I've been in practice for over 20 years. I focus primarily with highly compensated individuals and business owners, doctors, dentists, and many other types. I find Joe to be a great partner to focus on those clients who actually need tax help. You see, there are a lot of ways that we can help clients in taxes. However, most of them haven't been able to find people highly qualified to understand both tax law and contract law. And that's why Joe and I become a great partner, because we have a clear understanding how to help clients maximizing their tax benefits.
Yeah, that sounds good. And Norman here's been in the soccer deal. You want to tell them a little bit about your soccer? Yeah, I think that's really interesting.
Yes, I was born in Panama. My father is American. He was in the Air Force station in Panama when I was born, and I played soccer there. I earned a soccer scholarship, and that's how I was able to earn my college degree at Marshall University. And from there, I joined the U.S. Army because I wanted to get an MBA in finance. And after that, I joined Wells Fargo as an investment banker. Then I went to Merrill Lynch as a stockbroker, and then I went to New York Life as a financial planner. Now I'm independent, and I own Dash Capital, and I'm a highly successful practice. And like I said, what we do is tax planning for a highly compensated individual.
That sounds good. Yeah, appreciate that. And then, in addition to that, Norman and I deal with clients all over. Norman's very, very fluent in the Spanish language. You want to say 10 seconds in your Spanish native language?
Yeah, of course. Muy buenas tardes, buenos días. Ahora mismo estamos aquí en Mazatlán, México. Como dice Joe, hablo muy bien el español. No solamente lo hablo, pero también lo escribo y lo leo. Y igualmente practico con muchos de mis clientes que de habla hispana, tanto en California, Texas, en Florida, que necesitan ayuda. Muchas de estas personas no han encontrado un profesional con calificaciones como las mías, pero también que pueda practicarlo en español y yo poderlo entender. Así que le es muy fácil trabajar conmigo, ya que puedo yo explicarle con lujo de detalle lo que necesitan saber. Así que no digan nada malo de mí en español porque me puedo dar cuenta.
Poquito español.
No, I just said that don't say anything bad about me in Spanish because I would know about it. I will understand.
Yeah, Norman and I are having a blessed time. We're here in Mazatlan, Mexico. Came over to spend a few days with Norman. We're strategizing on a lot of our client accounts and also having some relaxation time here as well too. But Norman, who would you say our main clients are? I know whenever I'm doing some, dealing with my clients, I'm focused on my clients. And let me give you a little background here. My client tax preparation, and this is kind of a generalization here, but when I kind of have three segments of clients. You have the clients that are sole proprietors that are making, less than $50,000 or $75,000 or more, and doing a Schedule C is probably good enough for them. But once they get above that $75,000 range, now we kind of want to look at S corporations, right? And that's kind of a good tax planning tool until the client gets up into the $350,000 or more net income range. Because guess what? That S corporation information, that is all pass through income, right, Norman?
Exactly.
It's all passed through at 37%. And once you get above that 350,000, now all of that income is passed through at 37%. So if you're making, 400, 500, $1 million, now you're paying 37% on every dollar that's, going through the ringer there. So there's a way for, but C corporations are only taxed at 21%. So a lot of people are like, why not do a C corporation, right? Well, the difficulty is it's very difficult to get money out of a C corporation, right, Norman? And you can only get typically out of a C corporation through dividends or W-2 payroll, and that's taxed again. So that's when if you Google it, you're going to hear double taxation for C corporations and the bad negativity associated with it. Well, Norman and I have a different solution that uses some products and to get us across the finish line there. And do you have anything else, Norman? That you might
sure. Like Joe said, when you decide to go into business, right? There's a different threshold of tax planning that is required. Now, as soon as you reach the $200,000 net income and above, fortunately for you, the government provides incentive for you to be able to maximize your tax savings. The issue comes if the individual can find somebody who qualified to be able to help them. And that's when Joe and I come in, right? Because if you're a W-2 employee making over $200,000, you find yourself trapped because the only thing you have might be a 401k, for example. However, if you're dealing with somebody like us, we can help you substantially reduce your taxes, your tax liability as a W-2 employee. Now, if you're a business owner, right, once you reach the 350,000 and above, right, there are other avenues that you can maximize. And yet, you hear a lot of negativity about a C corporation, including your own CPA. Well, we are here to tell you that that's not accurate, right? There are many ways that the federal government allows you to get access from money from your C corporation without being taxed or double taxed. The first two that Joe mentioned, salary, right, or
the dividends,
those are taxed, right? But there are other two that are extremely important that you can maximize. One is loans, and most people don't practice that. And the other one creates a tool that not only is going to allow you to take all the money that you want from your C corporation, but it would also allow you to invest outside of the corporation, and we specialize on that. So we would like to hear from you, so you can learn more in detail. Because I don't want to get into it because it's very technical, but it is legal and it's doable at any given time. You just need to have this people who understand tax law and contract law, so that way you'll be able to maximize your tax benefit. Because just think about it. You have individuals on TV, right, in social media, who are multimillionaires. You never hear them complain about double taxation. And the reason is because they invest in people who are highly qualified and highly knowledgeable to help them maximize these tax benefits. So that's where we are, okay? So we would like to hear from you, so that way you can learn more in more detail as to how we can help you. Now, let me share something else. Are you aware that in 2022, individuals who made over between 200,000 and 500,000 pay zero in personal income tax, and those who made between 500 and $1 million also pay zero in personal income tax? Well, that is an annual IRS report that the government sends every year in a way to incentivize those who read the report that there are ways legally for you to pay zero taxes. You need to have the individuals to help you.
Yeah, very good. And Norman brought up a good point about, uh, you know, I would say 98% of the CPAs out there, and including myself, before I met Norman, did not know there was extra avenues out there for success. And it's not your fault of your CPA, and we're not here to steal business from your current CPA. We want to be that kind of that roadside assistance that gets you across the finish line. And if you want to stay with your CPA that you've been with for 30 years and bring us in as a tax advisor tool, we'd be happy to do that as well too. But Norman and I have both heard all the time, when we get people enrolled in these products and they're paying like zero tax, you're like, why didn't I do this 10 or 15 years ago, right? And there's just not that common knowledge out there. So we want to talk with you. And like Norman said, we don't want to get into the details today because y'all are going to have lots of questions, and we want to make sure that you understand this 100%. It takes kind of every bit of it about an hour's worth of time to go through it. Norman and I will talk for probably just 20 minutes or so, but you're going to have 20, 30, 40 minutes worth of questions, and you should, because this is not your common tax planning practice, and we want to make sure that you understand it 100% before we move forward, and you understand all the details, right, Norman?
Yes. Sometimes I use the analogy of the medical field, right? Sometimes you hear about somebody who got sick or is sick, right? He goes to their own doctor, and the doctor say, you know what? Let me refer you to this specialist, right? So you get a second look at your situation, right? And then you get to that specialist, and the specialist say, yeah, listen, I can help you up to this point, right? But there's somebody out there that I know of who can actually help you, and then you get referred to that individual. Well, this Joe and I, we are expert in what we do, and we get a lot of referrals from clients or other CPAs referring the clients to us because we are that specialist. And when it comes to taxation, believe me, as long as you have a set of professionals who understand tax law and contract law, you are going to be in great hands and do everything legally, because that's all we do. There's nothing about what we do that is not within the law. All right? We're not here to jeopardize our licenses, our way of living, our families for $1. We are going to help you using what the law says that you can maximize. That's what we do.
Yeah, very good point there, Norman. Also, I should have asked this at the beginning, but you want to tell them about your licenses that you hold, and I think you said you're one of just a few.
Yes. So when it comes to licensing certifications, I have my Series 7 and 66. I am one of the 13 professionals in the U.S. who has 8 licenses, and anything related to contract law, I am really the one who does it, because most people at my level, they focus on tax law with products, right? I am more into contract law and tax law, so it allows me to do 2 great things for my client. Number one, when it comes to tax law allows you to shelter yourself from taxation, okay? However, what good does it do for you to shelter yourself from taxation that when you need the money, you cannot get it because then you're going to be taxed? So that's when contract law comes into play. So tax law shelters you from taxation today, and contract law allows you to be able to enjoy all the money that was sheltered in taxation in retirement or prior to retirement with no taxes. So that's what I'm specialized in: contract law and tax law.
Yeah, very, very good points, and I'm glad you brought up the details there. And what that also reminds me of is, he talked about some of these high-profile people across the United States that pay little to no tax. 2 example articles that I can share with you, and one of them's Ohtani, the baseball player. He's recently got in trouble. He had a $700 million contract. He he uses some of these same tools. And then Jim Harbaugh, the coach for the Michigan Wolverines that just won the national championship, the University of Michigan is using some of these same tools that Norman and I use. So it's not a hidden secret that, is, anything wrong with it. It's just people just don't know how to use it properly. And Norman and I use it properly. We use it. Be happy to forward you the article links to it and, get you on the right track.
Yeah, that's correct. The beauty about tax law and contract law is that you don't have to be a Jim Harbaugh. You don't have to be a multimillionaire to maximize it. When it comes to tax law, it applies to every U.S. citizen. When it comes to tax law, it also applies to every U.S. citizen. You just need to be in the right hands to guide you how to maximize those benefits. And that's where we share with clients. It's not a secret. It's within the IRS tax code. You just find people like us who actually read the tax code, understand the interpretation of it, and apply it, okay? And that is important. The U.S. has one of the wealthiest families in the world, or most of the wealthiest families in the world are from the U.S. And these people are wealthy not just by coincidence. They are wealthy by design. And the issue is, the main focus is they apply the frameworks that allows them to shelter their income from taxation. If you can shelter your income or part of your income from taxation year after year after year, that alone creates massive wealth. And the key is, how can you continue, how can you put in place the framework and continue to apply it? So that way you can bring great benefit for yourself and your family. And that's why we're here to help you.
Yeah, excellent. Man, I can't think of any other points that we didn't cover. I know a lot of you are going to have a lot of questions out there. Each one of you has your own unique independent situation. There's nothing that we have not run across that we can't solve. There's probably 3 or 4 different pathways that we can, take depending on your particular financial situation as an individual or a business owner, et cetera. So, from my perspective, if you have any IRS past issues, present, future, I'm here to kind of solve that, work with Norman, and kind of get a tax planning future together for you. And that's kind of, makes sense from your perspective and our perspective. And anything else, Norman, you want to finish up with?
Yeah, I would like to conclude with this. Please, do not focus on products, okay? You will find so-called experts who are just trying to show products into you. You want to know and understand the law, okay? That is what is important. The product is not really important. It's just a part of it. You want to know and understand the law so that way you can maximize all your benefits, because the product can limit you, okay? If you get too excited about the product, you're going to limit yourself. However, understanding the law is going to give you a broader benefit for you and your family. So thank you, Joe, for the opportunity. Like I said, we are here in Mazatlan. We came here to enjoy Holy Week or Semana Santa. We had a blast. Now it's time to get to work.
Yeah. Man, let's go hit the beach. What do you say?
Man. Yeah, I need to work on my tan. I need to work. I need to work on my tan. So let's go.
Yeah, exactly. No, we have a good time together. So anyway, thanks for joining us. Give us a call. We'd be happy to set up a Zoom meeting with all of us. Face-to-face meeting. We can talk on the phone, but we really prefer Zoom. So anyway, signing off from Mazatlan, Mexico.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.